Hello everyone, are we live? Can you hear us?
No.
They can't.
They can't respond.
Someone in chat can surely
Someone
let
can
us know.
chat. Taylor's
I didn't
here.
have any audio earlier when I watched the test.
No.
Yeah, there should be audio now.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
see
you
the
can
audio
start the
bar going
video,
up and
yeah.
down. There is quite a big delay.
Yeah, that's fine. Taylor,
The video hasn't even started.
you sure? Oh, there we
Here
go.
we go.
All right, I think we're live.
I didn't have any audio
There.
Oh, there we go.
Awesome.
Okay, so we can just
Just a
start.
bit of a delay, so they can
Right.
hear us. That's the main thing.
So Ben, kick us off.
Do you want to do a bit? Do you want to do a bit of an overcap first? A recap?
Yeah. So what we've done. So thanks everyone for joining us. Today we're going to do the live draw. We're going to talk a little bit about the last season. We'll talk about this league, what we've got planned coming up. Then we'll talk about the North Wales team tournament. So we're going to be hosting that big Wrexham versus Mole team tournament, and the league is going to inform us on what that team is going to be. We'll talk about that, Ben. And then, of course, there's the mission draw. We'll randomly select which of the missions we're going to be playing. And then, of course, then the all-important name draw at the end. So, Ben, why don't you give us a recap of the last season?
Yeah, so 20 players last season. Obviously, all 120 games in total we played across the 4-month period of fixtures. With in the end, every game obviously being played out to a conclusion. I think we all know by now who the winner was. Mr. Fury taking the championship bolter with his. Well, I believe is actually identical to the list that he's begun with for this league as well. So
surprise, surprise.
true champion, maintaining his current list. So this season we've expanded to 28 players. So a few more individuals have entered the round, and I think we'll touch a bit later on the plans for this season in terms of scoring and bonus points, which is slightly different to last season. But great first season. We've obviously seen some really good growth. And hoping this one's bigger and better. We've made a few changes. So.
Great. Okay. And then how is this league different from the next one, the last one? Sorry.
So mainly we've changed the point system.
Right.
So we're going to be using WTC scoring rather than win, draw, loss points like we did last season.
Yeah.
Few reasons for that. We want to get everybody familiar with the WTC scoring.
Yeah.
Obviously in preparation for the Wrexham tournament.
Yeah, the North
later.
Wales team tournament, which is going to be scored exclusively in, the 20-0 system, 5-point increments difference. So trying to get everyone thinking about, getting as many points out of even an unfavourable matchup. That's kind of the key, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. The way the league's score will work this season is every WTC point you score in your games, they will be the points you see on the league table. So every point really is worth playing for. Even if you're finding yourself on the end of what feels like a heavy defeat, scoring those 2 or 3 points is going to obviously appear on the leaderboard.
And I've mapped out all of the possibilities, all the variabilities. Honestly, every point is worth it. Just try and get 1 point out of a 20-0. So 19-1 is going to be fantastic for you.
Yeah, there was also quite a few games last season that under the WTC points would have ended in draws.
Yeah, so we're hoping to see more draws.
Absolutely, we want to see games where nobody likes to lose by a point or 2 points on the last move. So I think the hope this season is that actually with that kind of 5-point buffer that you can still obtain a draw, but you can also lose a tight game and come away with 9 points out of 20, which I think feels a lot better than a loss versus 1 point rather than 3, for example.
And bonus points, they're still there?
Yeah, so bonus points has been changed for this league. Effectively, you'll earn 30% of the WTC points that your opponents earn. So for every 10 WTC points they place onto the league, think of it as your score 3. The real reason for this again is that we want to ensure that it's balanced and that everybody has a fair opportunity to actually win, to achieve those places at the top.
Yeah.
With WTC, it's possible you could play the bottom 6 players in the league, win every game 20-0.
Yeah.
Or you could be drawn against the eventual top 6 and earn 5 or 6 games a point in a much tougher schedule. you're going to earn more bonus points. So it's just a way to weight
Yeah. That's right.
the opponents.
So just for clarification, if you're going to get the 30%, you get 20-0'd, you're still going to walk away with 6 bonus points out of that, and your opponent is only going to walk away with 6. So it's just to bring it together a little bit and reward players who, frankly, have just had a bad run of it.
yeah. As you said, ultimately, if you shouldn't be fearful of any game. If you go and get 20-0 by a top opponent or a top player, you're going to get a minimum of 6 WTC points out of that.
Right.
So from that perspective, just go and enjoy your games. Score as many points as you can, have fun, and the league table will reflect the opponents and the strength that you've played.
Fantastic. So the North Wales team tournament. So that's Wrexham versus Mould. It's going to be 3 teams on each club. 3 teams of 4. So that's how it's going to be. What we've decided to do is give everyone a fair chance of being on those 3 teams. We've got the time. It's in July, that tournament. So we'll use the league to get those placings. So how have we decided to do that, Ben?
So the top 8 positions in the league will qualify for one of the 12 places in the Wrexham Gauntlet tournament. So top 8 will qualify.
So that's great. So it's not just about playing for that top position. You might feel hopeless getting that top position, but playing for the top 8, that's a huge band. It's almost a third.
Yeah, third of players will qualify automatically for those top 8 spaces. And what we're then going to do for the remaining 4 places is actually run a tournament day. So have effectively a 40k gauntlet, so to speak, but we'll obviously arrange a time to be able to have everybody play, and that will allow anybody who's not qualified for a place through the league, anybody perhaps who's joined the club between now and June, all have an opportunity to play and earn a place. So everybody gets most people will get 2 opportunities, for example, in the league, or you can qualify for the 4, and then we'll have the 2 top tables from that tournament, the 4 highest finishers. We'll obviously play on the day for top 3 places, but they'll also earn a WTC.
Yeah, so it's a way to take that top 8 out and give everyone else a fair cop. They don't want to have to play into those top players and not get a chance again, right? We just don't want the same top 8. But also, what I quite like about this system is you might be taking a slightly fluffier list for league, or something you want to have fun with, or something unusual. So you can do that. Maybe not getting the top 8, but then when it comes to that placing tournament, you can bring hot shit. And
you could. You don't have to use the list you played in the league. You can change army, change list. It's an opportunity to earn a position in the WTC tournament, so you can.
So you could play Nids in the league and still make the team.
Exactly. As Josh mentioned, the top 8 won't be taking part in that tournament. We will also be running a separate tournament for the top 8 for the League Cup. And the top 8 will be playing for the nice big silver trophy that we presented.
And the Bolter,
last Christmas.
I guess.
The Bolter will go to the league winner. So
right,
the league winner will earn the championship Bolter, and the league trophy will go to the winner of the top 8 tournament day. So lots to play for, league plus cup competitions, and then obviously we'll have a summer break and we'll do it all again back end of the year.
Fantastic. I'm really excited for this anyway. So the first mission, we should probably draw it. We've got a trusty Eldar dice here. If it's as broken as everyone says,
it will be the 6th.
It'll be the 6th
every week, same mission. Same mission every week. We won't need to change any information.
We should say Josh has done a great job on creating 6 missions, all different. All formulated with WTC and ITC rules from a terrain perspective, so Adam can't pick servo skulls every week when he draws.
But everyone loves it so much.
So there will be 6 different missions this season. That's one of the big things we learned, I think, from last season. Random draws are great, but nobody wants to play servo skulls 3 times.
Well, it's quite fun, but it is a bit broken. It does favour the player goes first, so we have removed that. So already claims from the crowd to salt the dice, but we'll wait. Wait, actually roll not a 6. So actually, just a quick point on that. I'm just going to scroll through, so you should on your screen start to see what missions are. We've got 1 here. You'll notice. Mission supply, drop, chilling rain, hammer and anvil deployment, and there's a WTC setup on the top, and there's an ITC setup on the bottom there. So that's all to do with the lack of terrain, really.
The mixed offering we provide at the club.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a much better way of putting it. So obviously you're going to turn up if they're all balanced. Don't fight over the WTC or the ITC. Just pick what's there and play on what's available. So that's all I have to say.
The only thing I'd add is say mix it up. Don't play WTC every week. You're going to learn more from playing the different terrain sets, different settings, different deployments. So grab what you can. I think when we have, like last season, when we know there's going to be 10 games on a Thursday, we will assign terrain to tables. We did that last year, and I think that worked quite well with a certain set.
Yeah.
So we'll look at that depending on obviously how many games are being played as well.
Okay, fantastic. So, Adam, would you please do us the honour?
Which one's servo scores?
Let's see. It's going to be roulette. We can't show this on camera, but it is
Number 3.
Number three. Bring it up on the screen now.
Servo scores.
It's Purge the Foe, Mission 3. So, hidden supplies. So that is the one where you split the middle objective. So there's 4 objectives available. Purge the Foe, I think you get 4 points for having a objective. So that includes your home objective. And 4 points for having more objectives. Which, with 6 potential objectives on the table, there's a lot to play for there.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000 points, interesting.
Isn't Purge the Foe as well, where you get the a kill and then more kills as well?
Yeah, so this is a huge advantage to go in second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill more,
Yeah.
hold more, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right. So you get 4 points for killing one unit and an additional 4 points for killing more. So, a tricky one for the player who goes first, really.
Yeah.
But there we go. There's the mission. I'll send this out in the mission pack once we're done. So I guess that brings us to why we're all here, which is the name draw.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, great. I just
Let's
got to
get
log
going.
into the official league laptop here.
Everyone's going to look away. We're not allowed to know the password. So Josh can fiddle the placements.
We're prepared. We are prepared.
We are. Well, the balls are all loaded. Give them a quick. Hoping the sat there can pick up the.
I'd be shocked if they couldn't, because that's really loud in this small room.
It's echoing.
I forgot. I put my password in wrong, so hang on. There we go. There's the numbers.
So-
Adam's going to have to keep doing that.
I'll just twiddle this.
We've got the lists. We're going to share the link, so you're going to have access to all the lists afterwards. We tried to keep it secret, so there's no tailoring.
Yeah, so obviously that we didn't really mention to me for this
No.
season. One of the biggest changes is that nobody knows their opponent before they produce their list. So last season we really wanted to try and try something a bit different and have people the opportunity to think about what to take into certain opponents.
Yeah.
This season we want to kind of replicate that tournament play a bit closer.
Yeah. Bring an all-rounder. You don't know who you're going to play. Play your own game. So that's
Yeah.
the trick.
Absolutely.
So, shall we?
Do we need to bring up the
the
opponents?
There is a
I haven't got
question
this.
in chat. The deployments are different on both those layouts.
Yes, that's because ITC doesn't have a sweeping engagement, but the terrain does work for sweeping engagement.
Yeah.
Okay. That's,
Good point.
that's fair point.
It's for train placement, isn't it?
Yeah.
The maps, but good spot.
Good spot.
We'll pass the test.
All right. Pass the test.
Right.
-5 points for being a smartass. Okay, let's go.
So we should say the numbers 1 to 28 obviously are the balls to be drawn. It's alphabetical order, apart from Matt, who has unlucky number 13 for being the last person to submit his list. So we do have.
Well, we have Jordan in 13.
We do have Jordan in 13.
Oh, this is not the one I printed out. That's
No,
why.
unfortunately not. Then I'm sorry.
Cool. Right. Let's get cracking. So
First
the first number is 17.
Number 17, that is Luke Keenan, playing Marines this year, which is a change from last year.
I mean, I think we've all seen a bit too much of Luke recently. If his videos and gifts are anything to go by,
I don't know. They're keeping my morale buoyed. So,
but yeah. So first up is Luke. And he
Dark Angels.
Yes, one of our 2 Dark Angels players this season.
only 2.
That is too many.
Thank God. So we're only going to have 2 opponents with 4 wound Terminators with -1 damage. That's fine. Okay.
Next up is 22.
22. That is Philip Roberts with Sisters of
So
Battle.
one of our 4 Sisters players this league.
It's we've seen a lot of different factions come out this year.
Yeah, I mean, we had no Sisters players last season. This season we have 4. I'm sure that's nothing to do with the fact they're suddenly doing very, very well,
No, I'm
winning
sure.
tournaments. I think it's all to do with the fact that we have some new players joining the league, and obviously a couple of individuals have changed the Sisters as well, so should be interesting.
Can't wait. I never played in. I don't think I've ever played into this. Well, a practice game here and there with some new players, but yeah.
Next up is number 11.
Number 11 is Mr. Larkin. He's on his squats again this year. Always good to see.
He has, yes. So I think at first we believe James would be on his CSM, but he has decided to go with the Dwarfs. I think
Both
he's-
in a strong place, though.
Yeah,
Both
well,
in a very strong
at the
place.
moment we'll see
Yeah.
what hopefully next week brings. But we'll be our only Votan player. So
Yeah. Well, I was very tempted to go, but I wanted to have some fun. So I thought I'd flog myself and play some nids instead.
Not that we're saying Votan aren't fun, James, but there you go.
Well, they are fun. They're just a different type of fun.
next up is number 28.
Number 28. That is
Ty.
Ty.
So James versus Ty. So Ty is one of the new members to club, new member to 10th edition. He's also playing one of our 3 Space Wolves lists.
Oh, we've got 3
So
Space Wolves. That's
we actually
unusual.
have 3 Space Wolves as well.
What the hell's
which
going
is,
on there? Did I miss something?
Quite a yeah. We had a few new players have joined
Yeah.
who are playing Space Wolves. So that'd be
Nice.
an interesting fixture for them both, I think.
Yeah, okay. Combat into shooting.
Yeah.
Next up, number 16.
Number 16, that's Lee. Again, another Sisters player.
On his sisters, yeah.
And a new player,
Yeah.
10th. Lee Hughes. And who's he into?
And Lee will be playing number 26.
Number
26, that's Steve Davis.
Oh,
On his
so that's
Necrons.
a tough baptism of fire there, I think, for...
Yes, it is.
is it 26? So that is previously known as Pretty Steve
Yeah.
on his Knights. I don't know. I don't think we're calling him Pretty Steve. I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. I
if-
haven't
if
seen
Steve
how
is
pretty his
happy
sisters
with-
are. So
with that. We haven't seen.
I'm not sure you can say that to him, man.
The Necrons. So this will be Steve Davis on Necrons. Just to confuse things, both our Steves are playing Necrons this season as well. Just to make.
why are
things
they doing
simple for us.
this? Why do they do this to me? I've got to learn who these people are.
Yes, so this will be Steve Davis on his Necrons list, and into Leon Sisters. So again, should be an interesting.
Right.
interesting
Roll the
game.
balls.
Next up, number 18.
Number 18, Matt Jones. Back on his demons.
Demons.
I can start calling him
yes.
Demon Matt again.
Demon Matt.
He has returned to Demon Matt.
Yeah.
So
Demon.
that explains why he was the last person to submit his list.
Yeah. Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, Jones.
Yes, 1 T for Matt as well, otherwise he will moan at you.
We are live. We are live.
Right.
Oh God, there's a cat.
The cat has just invaded the bingo balls. Josh has sent his distraction to, against number 21.
21, Paul Murphy.
Paul Murphy, Imperial Guard. So Mr. Baneblade Shadow Sword himself. Paul, renowned last league for
His name
bringing,
isn't Imperial Guard. Sorry.
his name's not Imperial Guard.
Paul Murphy.
Paul Murphy, yeah, Paul renowned last league for bringing. I was going to say, if you want to talk about fun, fluffy lists, Paul was probably our champion in that regard. I think
Yeah.
everyone enjoyed their games. I'm pretty sure at one point there was a dual Titanic tank on the board, perhaps a Shadow Sword and a Baneblade at the same time, which was a sight to behold. So,
Yeah, it
Paul
looked
and
like
his trusty.
There's a bit of a
guard.
traffic jam on the table, I remember.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Well, we were looking at the numbers on Thursday, and you can actually get 2 Baneblades in a 1,000-point list if you take a Commissar as your HQ.
Job
You're
done.
not going to move and take any points.
Wow!
but-
Imagine trying to take those 2 down with infantry.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Great game. Right, so next up is number 14.
Number 14, that's Josh
Oh yes.
Burns.
Oh
He's been waiting all season to do that.
no. Who is this imposter?
Yes, we have a second Josh this season because we do like to have people with the same names. We don't tend to divvy it out.
Yes, lazy parents. That's what I blame.
Yeah, Josh is our second Space Wolves
Wolves.
player.
Yeah, Space
Interesting.
Um,
I think I played Spaceballs once, and that was at Warhammer Fest. and that was a lot of Space Wolves suddenly getting out of a massive tank in my face, and it wasn't very fun.
I know which one you mean. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
The
I own
thing.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mastodon.
Mastodon.
Yes,
There
yes,
we
that,
go.
yeah, I remember that.
I wanted
That
to
was,
say
that was
Kraken.
one of those, before it was Legend in 10th edition,
Yeah.
it was an interesting way to play in 9th.
Okay, let's go.
Right, so Josh will be playing number 3
Number 3.
So worried.
is
Young
Young
Alex.
Alex.
Young Alex.
And Alex himself has also switched to Necrons
Oh,
this season
interesting.
from his trusty Ultramarines.
There we go. Got it. Rich Tarek. Great. All right. Necrons. They're in a strong position, so hopefully you'll do well there.
Next up, the man himself, number 1.
Number 1. Adam is number 1.
It is in alphabetical order, we should say.
Yeah, it is the only time
Before
this
Andy
entire
complains.
league you will see me in number 1.
Is now, just to clarify, it is Stoddart, isn't it, and not Stoddart? So that's
I will hang you by your own petard.
I feel like the spirit of Alan is penetrating me, and I need to put Stoddart. Stoddart.
right. Let's see what this brings out. It's number 5, which I know who.
No!
that is.
No, straight off the bat.
Look forward to the game, sir.
Yes.
Ben Lane coming in hot with
Now,
Drakari.
actually, so myself and Adam didn't get to play last league.
No, we
didn't?
didn't.
Um, Adam, I think last league played Josh first game.
Yeah.
So Adam continues his trend of he likes to play what I'd like to think would be a tough game, but who knows how Drakari will do into Nids.
Well, have you taken all haywire on your scourges?
I have a squad of Haywire, I have a squad
Okay.
of Dark Lances,
So
and
it's good to know those haywire will be completely useless into his monsters.
I only have the one.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
only have the one. They'll be scoring behind enemy lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they will be scoring behind enemy lines. When you look at my list, you will see why you will be scoring behind enemy lines.
Yes.
not
Cool.
much I can
Well,
do to
that's
stop it.
just proves none of this is fixed, because I'm sure people would be not imagine that sort of draw coming out on 28 players. So
No, if this was
fantastic.
fixed, it's not the draw I'd be taking. Although getting you out of the way at 1,000 points is probably a good idea.
Why do I have a horrible feeling I'm going to get Andy? Let's go.
Number 2.
Number 2, Mr. Sodek.
Mr. Sotek, our fellow Nids player.
Yeah.
Let's get him
I
out of
think
the way
from
now.
what again from visual, very different lists. I think the two of you have brought.
Yeah. I've brought a Monster Mash, and we've got some invasion fleets. Daft Leaf. Ooh.
Yeah, lots of Gaunts, lots of
See,
Termagants,
yeah.
lots and lots of OC, lots of bald presence.
It's a good balanced list, that is, actually.
Yeah.
A good change. So
It's a lot more balanced than mine. Let's hope he's not going into night.
He is playing number 10.
Number 10, Ian Rogerson, Chaos
Ian,
Marines.
on his CSM.
Wop.
I think there is a slight Slanesh feel to this list. There's some Noise Marines. There's a few Slaneshy Demons. Ian repping the pink and purple from.
That's a good
the
match.
True Noise Marines.
Because those Marines will chew through gaunts. They love to chew through gaunts.
Yeah.
But he's also, I'm assuming he's got some anti-tank as well for that Norn. So.
Yeah, the Northern Emissary. The Gene Stealers should do some damage to, especially with a Broodlord on the way. Yeah.
Good game.
Okay. Next.
Next up, number 20.
Number 20,
Coming in
that
hot.
is Nathan Evans.
Nathan on his CSM.
Nathan, new player.
I had
into the club.
the privilege of playing Nathan a couple of weeks ago. Very, very tough game.
Yep.
He knows his CSM very well. Very tough list.
And he's playing pre-Data Slate.
He is
Nerf.
playing pre-data slate with. I think Nathan's message to him when he submitted his list was, "I'm sorry." It's the ultimate Chad chosen list, I believe.
So
very,
I'm
very
probably
tough.
getting that
Very,
then, am
very
I?
Hopefully.
So that shall be against number 25.
Number 25, that is
Bennett!
Bearded
Stephen
Steve.
Bennett. Bearded Steve on his Necrons. Now, interestingly, and this is where it gets quite ironic, is Steve and Nathan have played each other twice with their 1,000 points list in the last 3 weeks.
Are they actually?
So, having played each other this Thursday and 2 weeks ago on a Thursday, and Nathan's currently winning 2-0.
Oh, shit.
So,
well, this is the one that
Steve-
matters, though.
Yeah.
Steve, you've had 2 games to train. Now let's see what you're made of.
All right.
Good fixture.
That's great.
I'm sure them two are sick of seeing each other, if I'm honest. But that's the beauty of the league.
That's what they get for training.
Next up, number 15.
Number 15, that's
It
the,
is
that's the
Joshua himself.
It is.
Out of interest, what is Andy's number? I'm guessing his number.
Don't even.
It's Number four.
I will be claiming rigged. Don't do it.
Number 8.
Yeah,
eight.
who's 8?
It is Curtis on his.
No, it's not. It's
Chris Williams.
Eros.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking. Oh, it's an Eldar off.
Eldar off.
It is Eros, another new player to club. A fellow Eldar player. So our 2 Eldar players.
Well, that'll be interesting.
will go into each other. So it is Eros versus Josh and Eldaroff. 2 very different lists as well.
2 very different lists. It'll be interesting to settle that early. You know, who's taking the...
Who's taking the bragging rights for the Eldar?
Mine's obviously, I don't know, we'll share a list, it'll all be public. It'll be, mine's Avatar, some Guardians, a few things, whoa. 2 little units of chaff and a War Walker, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eros, I think he's got two Guardian Defender squads, some Dark Reapers, a Falcon, a Wave Serpent.
It's balanced.
It's a balanced.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a balanced list.
Neither of you seem to take in your usual horde of dick cannons.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm saying this live and it will be recorded. I am trying not to use any D-cannons this league, so that's my challenge.
Yeah, not a single Wraithguard in sight. And 2 Eldar.
It is intentional.
Interesting. Right, next up, number 24.
24. That is Simon Payne of Dark
on
Angels.
his Dark Angels.
Sorry, who?
Simon Payne.
Sorry.
Some Dark Angels. Again.
On his Dark Angels.
How do I say that?
YNE.
YNE. Okay. Dark Angels.
Versus number 7.
Number 7. That is Curtis.
That is Curtis.
Sorry.
So that is Curtis. He is playing a completely Chaos Undivided list. He's not mixed his marks at all. It's purely Chaos Undivided. Good solid list from what I remember seeing.
Simon performed really. He's new to club last league. And he
Yeah,
performed really
Simon
well.
on his I think it was a mix of 2nd edition, 3rd edition, some new edition Marines, some lovely models we saw at play. Simon finished in, I think, in the top 6 in the end.
Yeah, he's played them well.
Played very well. Curtis has had the odd 40k game. I know I've seen him in the past play GSC and play Guard, and I think we normally see him playing BattleTech and a few other games.
Okay.
But Curtis has joined us this season. Obviously, our famous Gauntlet photographer as well.
Indeed.
Oh, well, I hope to see some good
So
sportsmanly
it'd be
conduct
nice
there.
to, nice to be getting Curtis actually to play as part of the league. So on CSM.
Shall we?
Next up is number 4.
Number 4. That's Mr. Fury.
That is the reigning champion himself.
Who will face the fury of the Demolisher Cannons?
I think there must be at least 3 or 4 Lehman Rust with Demolisher Cannons in that list, I believe.
Yeah, easy to
Tank
handle at 1,000
Commander,
points.
3
I think.
Lehman
Yeah,
Rust.
from the look of the thing, he's got a big chance of going into Sisters.
Yeah, we've had no sisters out yet. Yeah, we have.
We've
We've had
had
Lee.
Lee.
So he's into number 13.
Who's
Number 13, Jordan Davis on Sisters. Called
Oh,
it.
you called it. They avoided each other last league, I think.
Did they?
Both top performing players.
Yes, Andy John didn't play last.
No,
last
they didn't,
week.
did they?
So that's again a really tough first fixture there.
Sisters do struggle into vehicles. So they've
yeah.
got the melters.
I think
but-
Jordan's got quite a, from looking at that list over the last couple of days, he's got I think quite a bit of multi-melter in there, some tough heavy hitters. So if you can, I suppose, if you can take a couple of them demolishers out early, it somewhat limits the list. But same as Sisters as well.
Jordan, you've got
Good
you know,
game.
if you can beat Andy now, you're in for the win to the league here. I think. So,
Yeah.
good luck.
Okay, next is number 12.
Number 12.
Another new player.
Yeah. Well, relatively new. Mr.
I mean,
Jason Edwards.
Yeah, he doesn't really know what he's doing,
No.
unfortunately.
He's a bit crap.
He's
Well,
a bit
I wouldn't
shit.
tell that to his face.
No, I wouldn't want.
Especially if he was in chat.
No, that'd be awful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him to know.
No.
So Jason is the 4th of our Sisters players. If we look at all of the
Yeah.
Sisters players, I think probably certainly going for best painted army from what I've seen of the images. They look quite impressive.
Will
so-
we be doing a best painted?
Well,
Maybe
we didn't last league, but I think perhaps that's something we could expand. Perhaps on the tournament days.
Yeah, on the tournament
It
day.
would be nice to have a best painted award. I think
We
So-
are awarding, or we're not punishing for. Well, what are we doing? We're still doing 5 bonus points for.
Yeah,
games
so
fit?
there is 5 points again for this, which is worth the equivalent of 1 WDC point during a game.
It's a big,
So
big deal.
it's it's not game defining, but it does potentially turn a draw into a 1-point win, which obviously is the emphasis of the game. Is for those people who have put a lot of effort into painting and producing their army, there should be some benefit of it. So
Well, let's not keep Jason waiting any longer.
Jason will be playing number 19.
Number 19, Mike Darby.
Mike Darby.
With some World Eaters.
World Eaters into Sisters.
That is a tough one for sisters.
Yeah.
So that'll be really
Although
interesting.
I don't
I've never seen
believe-
sisters play
I
into
don't believe Mike has brought
Angron.
Angron.
Should we just have
Quick,
a
quick look.
cheeky
I mean, there's an
little...
awful lot of Exalted 8-bound, which arguably are no better.
Oh, he's got a card.
But he does, he has actually left Angron at home.
Okay. So we've got the jackals with the sticky objectives.
Yeah,
berserkers.
big block of berserkers, but then
Rhino,
lots
of
and
course.
lots and lots of 8-bound.
With their movement 8 or 9, advance and charge, scout move.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrendous. Okay.
Be a good matchup.
It'll be a good
Be
game. Good batsman.
I do still think that Khan the Betrayer is spoilers. I've not yet read that book.
Right, next up, number 27.
Number 27 is Tristan.
Tristan with World Eaters
Second
again.
World
World
Eaters
Eaters
again.
player. I also think Triss has dropped Angron as well. So Triss submitted a couple of lists. The current list is another Khan the Betrayer list.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, it's quite similar. We've got the Corn Berserkers who haven't got the chaff
No, it's very
scoring.
very vehicle heavy. Triss's list: a Forge Fiend, a Defiler, a Hellbrute,
yeah.
as opposed to the infantry. So again,
Okay.
1,000 points if you've got no anti-tank.
Tough.
Can be a tough opponent.
Yeah.
And he will be playing number 23.
Richard Naismith.
Mr. Naismith.
Mr. Naismith. That will be a good game. Not sure the last time Triss and Rich played.
Richard's
I mean-
straight off the Wales Open event. So.
Yeah, Rich certainly has more anti-tank in that list than many, I think. With,
Oh, yes,
with the
quite,
carnivores that will kill a tank in one activation. Lots of melter. But then the Forge Fiend's
That's
also...
just going to be a
That's going
cluster
to be
in
a
the middle.
big crash in the middle. Should be a good game.
Cool. The
so
dice
that
decide.
Should mean last pairing will be number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9, Mr. Harry C.
Harry C with
Ultramarines.
Ultramarines. He's gone with the
He's
Marines.
gone to Marines this time. Yes, he's switched across. Funny, I mean, in fairness
best
to
Marines.
Harry, we've seen Necrons take a rise to the top of the charts, become very strong, and Harry has chosen to switch to Ultramarines this league.
They're doing well. Though. The Marines they've got the flexibility.
I believe it's a Magnus Colgar list as
Oh,
well.
I love Magnus Calgar. He's great.
If I remember.
No,
right.
no,
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 that must
no.
be. Sorry, that must be Chris, who coincidentally will be his opponent. It is an Ultramarine off.
Oh my God! Battle.
Listers.
Battle for Ultramar. What's his name?
It
Chris?
is the battle for Ultramar. Yes, so it will be versus number 6, which should, if things have gone correctly,
Chris W.
will be Chris W. Again, another recent addition to the club. Chris has joined us in the last couple of weeks and will be playing his Ultramarine. So, yes, our 2 Ultramarine players have drawn each other as well.
Fantastic.
So, a couple of interesting clashes there.
Yeah, I'm loving it. That's fantastic. We've got some great matchups there. Some of the top players playing into each other as well, which is that's going to be big. But we went through the numbers, and actually you can still lose a game or 2 and win the league in this.
Yes,
format.
yeah, I think that's important to raise, is that you can lose every game 11-9.
Yeah.
And depending on your opponent's performance, if you say play the top 6 players, you've still got the opportunity to win the league because
You've got points, a lot of points out of a top player.
absolutely.
So and it does reward it. So that's why when I say every point matters, I'm not joking. You can lose 2 games this league and still win because of the people you lose against. Frankly. So,
Yeah, absolutely. It's entirely possible. And certainly that top eight places.
Yeah.
Playing what you regard as a tough top opponent can actually be very beneficial.
Yeah.
So
What I'm hearing is when I lose to you, I just need to purposely throw every single game afterwards.
I think Drakari into a monster Nids list is probably one of the One of the lists I didn't want to play, if I'm honest,
No.
with an army full of 3+ anti-infantry, 0 AP, strength 3 weapons. So I am already wondering how on earth I kill these monsters with
Run
strength
away.
3 weapons. Who also, I think, have the same sort of movement and
No,
speed
they're
as
only
well.
movement 8 and stuff.
So,
aren't they? So
yeah.
you can easily
but
outmaneuver.
it should be a fun game. I look
Yeah,
forward to
it'll
it.
be interesting.
I look forward to it.
I've not played into Jakari since I played into
Jason?
no,
Alex?
Alex,
In the
Dark Alex,
Oh yes, yeah.
last league.
last league campaign.
All right,
last Gauntlet, in fact.
that's
Yeah.
gauntlet.
A couple
Ah,
of
good,
gauntlets
good,
ago.
good.
Right.
So just a reminder, the mission is purge the foe, hidden supplies, sweeping engagement, and I'll put the mission pack together. I'll post it in the WhatsApp. What do you call it? What's the sporting term again? Fixtures. There we go.
Fixtures, yeah.
Yes, I know sports.
Yeah, plus obviously the lists will become available for you to see your opponent's lists as well.
Yeah.
So obviously you can't tell you anything, but just so you're aware of what they have and units and start thinking about your deployment as such.
So that's
I'm going to
it.
be quoting your list like a mantra every night before I go to bed.
The 3 weeks to complete the game.
Yeah.
You
I have
the
here the
deadline.
last day. Well, finish before Sunday. So Saturday the 17th is the last playing day.
Yes, yeah. We will be doing the draw again on Sunday the 18th. The draw will take place
Yeah.
probably around the same time. So the fixtures need to be in ideally on the 17th. You've got to complete, which does give you 3 league weeks, 3 Thursdays,
Yep.
to get your games complete. Every player is now in the 40k WhatsApp group. So this we have, I've double checked and verified every player is in the group. So you should be able to find your opponent. You can also use the 40k League Discord channel.
Please do.
to
We'll post everything there as well.
Reach out to your opponents and get your games organised.
And I'll probably write up an article on the D-Side Defenders website. We'll post a link to this video for those who haven't had a chance to see it, as well as all the information we've covered. So that's it, I think.
Yeah, all done.
Right, until
Can't do
next
anything
time.
else.
Right, good luck, gentlemen. Until next time, take care.
Bye-bye. All good.
Yeah.